Hi guys, just a daily reminder that I ain't never seen a man that I fucking need, bitch. You're all replaceable, don't ever get too comfortable, and don't ever think otherwise. You're a guest in this household, and you can be kicked out just as quickly as you were welcomed in.
Hearing quite a bit of, so what? Men are just supposed to be afraid of women now? I mean, if that's what it's going to take for you to respect us and our boundaries, then yes. Women have been afraid of men for thousands of years. You'll get used to it.
Why is it that some women want a man to pay her bills, take care of her, wine and dine her, but when he asks her to cook, to clean, and to give him some sex,
goodness, I'm triggered.
She says, "You're not my husband," or "I'm not your wife." Well, why is it one-sided?
Yeah.
Why do we expect something from them, but when they expect something from us, we don't want to give it?
Right.
Make it make sense.
I grew up in a conservative home like most people. As a woman, my opinion didn't matter. But I was lucky to have wise parents who believed education is the greatest gift you can give your female child. So going to school and getting a degree was my parents' biggest achievement for their female children, and my dad made provision for that. For the boys, he distributed his wealth to them and supported those who were interested in education as well. When it comes to my love life, I followed the conservative path too. I only dated men who were family-oriented because marriage was at the top of my list of achievements, and I started entertaining suitors as early as 15. But something seemed off in the men I dated. I noticed they were controlling and had a say on where, what, and who I hang out with. I also noticed that some assumed the leadership role in our relationship, even though I was more educated and intelligent than them.
Ladies, if a guy ever dumped you, or broke up with you, or ghosted you for no reason after you did nothing but love him, was loyal to him, appreciated him, I want you to know you won. Yeah, you won. You want to know the greatest and most powerful tool that can tear any man down, or any person, to be honest? It's guilt. It's the guilt you know you had something that you wanted so bad, and you took it for granted. But there's hope. These people will be back. They always do. It's human nature that when we have something that makes us feel good, we want it in our life. Now, when these people come back, it's up to you. But I always say take the positive route. Follow your heart. Don't let them come back easily. They got to earn your trust again. They got to build that back up, because you can't just break something and expect it's going to be the same. No.
My early relationships didn't turn out as I expected, but I couldn't tell why I wasn't happy in any of them. Then I met Leonard, not his real name. He was a conservative guy too. Brown-skinned, reserved, and spiritual. We were paired on a gaming app and added each other on BlackBerry. We connected fast after the second game. Soon we became friends and more. We both lived in different cities, and long-distance relationship didn't appeal to me. I think the emotional connection is best expressed in person. This is why I don't get involved in long-distance relationships. The emotional torture is unbearable. You are constantly worrying about your partner who is miles away from you. When you need his physical support, he won't be there. You sleep alone, you eat alone, and you do every other thing a single does, except date other people, if you are in a monogamous relationship. Even if you're in a polyamorous relationship, you still yearn for their touch. Long-distance relationships are a pain, because your suspicion gets in the way of what he says or did not say, what he does or did not do. And do you know sexting can become depressing when you don't have physical sex with your partner over a long period of time. Leonard was married when we met. I was just out of a relationship and wanted a companion with no strings attached. We began as casual friends, but gradually we escalated to romance, and that was when I realized the importance of physical connection in relationships. We made arrangements on when to meet, but he canceled on several occasions. He was a stay-home dad. Although he said he was into real estate, most times he was at home while his wife went to work. He had more free time than I did, so I didn't think taking a trip to see me was going to be an issue. When he failed to comply with our agreement to meet face to face, we broke up. About a year later, he chatted me up on Facebook that he needed financial support for his who was battling breast cancer. I thought he was fooling around and maybe wanted to scam me or something. But when I checked his profile, I saw his posts and photos of his wife in the hospital. Her condition was critical. I made my donation to the GoFundMe account he provided and sympathized with him. After some months, he contacted me again, saying he lost his wife and she had been buried. He was mentally broken and needed a friend. I became his friend again. But then a lot of suspicion brewed in my head. Did this guy know his wife was going to die when he got into a relationship with me the first time? I knew he wasn't in love with me, and neither was I. I wanted a mutually beneficial relationship. He needed financial support from me, and he said so in clear terms, and he was a perfect match for a baby daddy. Therefore, I asked him to be my sperm donor. I wanted a son, and he won't be in the boy's life. He won't have to worry about taking any responsibility for the child. It was a win-win situation. We kept on going back and forth on the subject of physical dating until he could no longer make any more excuses. That was when he threw the shocker at me. He said the woman should visit the man and not the other way around. That didn't seem right to me. I had been ignoring his sexist remarks, but this was the final straw. I broke off the relationship for good. This was my first and last long-distance relationship, and also the last time I said no more gender disparities in my romantic affairs. I was a full-time Forex trader at that time and was paying my bills without any support.
They don't care when or if they get married or have kids because they're all, if it happens someday, cool, but I just don't care about that right now. If I want to have a family, I can worry about it in my 40s.
It was convenient for me to reject dates that were not based on equal partnership. I'm a full-grown woman. I know what I want in a relationship and how to respect people's choices. But when a relationship begins to feel like a burden, then there is no point in staying in it. I'm not looking to raise a boy or be with someone for the long term, so I get out as quickly as my mental health gets compromised. However, let's step away from romantic relationships for a moment. Let's talk about inequality in other areas of our lives. Some time ago, I wrote a story on how women make money off divorce. I mentioned Mackenzie Scott and Melinda Gates' divorces. These women got millions of dollars off their divorce suits. I wondered if these women would have made such money if they weren't married to rich men and had to work their way to success by themselves. No doubt, some of these women may have contributed to their husband's success, and they deserve to get a cut from the pie. However, I have seen women, broke women, who became millionaires by marrying and divorcing their husbands. Divorce is governed by the law of an equitable distribution, meaning all assets acquired in the marriage and debits are distributed fairly, regardless of how long the marriage has been. The distribution is usually a 50-50 split. For a low-income household, 28% of women hit poverty in the first 2 years after the divorce. However, for high-income earners, divorce settlements could run in thousands, making them financially sufficient. Considering most mothers are stay-home moms and those with jobs earn less than their husbands, it's no secret that divorce favors women over men. According to these statistics in Daily Mail, women married to wealthy men become billionaires after they end their marriages.
You want to get married? Not so fast. Marriage is actually a huge financial decision. In fact, if you're not planning on having kids, don't even bother getting married. There's no need to. But if you are, you're getting a prenup. It forces out the truth on both sides.
So it wasn't out of place to state the obvious that women have turned divorce into a money-making scheme. When I submitted the story to a publication, supposedly a feminist publication, the editors refuted my claims and questioned if I was a feminist at all. She said I was supposed to defend women and not criticize them. She was so furious that she asked me to edit my story, or she will remove me from the publication. I wasn't surprised at her outburst. Women like that are the reason men hate the feminist movement. Well, I replied to her note saying, I am a feminist, not a hypocrite. Then I went ahead and removed myself from the publication. The editor was trying to cover up financial abuse against men because she thinks feminism is about women being better than men. And as such, whatever wrong a woman commits must be the man's fault. That's woke feminism ideology. Woke feminists think feminism is a war against men. They compete with men and, worse, think they are superior to men. Another woke feminist criticized my post because I made a general statement on what women do to get men obsessed with them. Her comment was, "Dear men, this woman doesn't speak for all of us." Imagine my surprise when this same writer said in her post that men don't kill women because they're lonely. They kill us because they hate us. I quickly corrected her that men don't hate women. She made a lot of generalizations that I would make any man truly hate the female species. And you know what is more ironic? Her story was published by the same publication that questioned my feminism. Like, seriously, how can we say men hate women when we want them to join the equality movement? Feminism is about equal rights for both genders, men and women. Women who think they are superior to men are not feminists. They are power-hungry women who pretend to be feminists to achieve their selfish interests. They are the woke feminists who disrupt the balance of nature. True feminism fights for. That's it for today. Before you leave, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and smash the notification bell so you don't miss my next video.